There are endless distractions available to us online. Some people have already opted out of life for constant, easy pleasure with porn or video games. Others scroll for hours on social media or watch YouTube videos in perpetuity. Spending time online can fall into two categories. 1. Passive digital use, time spent online that has no benefits offline. 2. Disciplined or conscious use, time spent online that can make your life offline better. Not spending more time doing a task online than strictly necessary. The difference between being a passive consumer and a disciplined one is how our brains are engaged. Watching educational YouTube videos can be an excellent way to spend your time, but passively consuming content because you have nothing better to do is not. If you consume content online passively, you let your impulses take over. Checking your messages, responding immediately, and logging off afterward is an excellent example of disciplined use. When you are disciplined, you are actively practicing mindfulness. Nowadays, even ordinary people live in a way that opens the doors to many issues because of their digital habits. Depression, anxiety, and many other problems can easily show up. That is why we need to upgrade our digital habits and build discipline. Even our confidence and sense of security are even dependent on discipline. Discipline is the key to getting back our freedom and time, since the path of least resistance is to waste hours every day online. Dopamine, the pleasure and motivation chemical. Haven't you noticed that you don't feel the same excitement or pleasure from the small things in life if you have spent hours distracting yourself online beforehand? Dopamine is commonly referred to as the pleasure chemical. It is responsible for our motivation and the pleasure we feel when we accomplish something. Many of the online activities we do engage our dopamine. That is why Facebook has a like feature, notifications, and so on. You release dopamine when you open new tabs and look for more stimulating content. Unfortunately, endless scrolling on social media or watching porn desensitizes our dopamine system, making it less responsive to pleasure and excitement. To build a great life, you need to do challenging things. If you aren't conscious about how you spend your time online, you will waste a lot of time and experience less enthusiasm and motivation. The low-level dopamine spikes you get from scrolling through social media will only make you less willing to do the hard things that are necessary to build a premier life. Dopamine's main task is to motivate us. If we spend hours every day on social platforms where our dopamine is hijacked, we lose motivation. Spending too much time online will also affect your physical health, mental health, ability to connect with people, and more. Too much screen time is why we see people with flat emotions that lack excitement in their lives. This is becoming increasingly common. We have essentially become slaves to easy, digital pleasure. Digital discipline is the way to go. Why you should build digital discipline. 1. More time to accomplish your goals or have enjoyable experiences. 2. If you are disciplined in one area of your life, you can use the skill set and discipline and transfer it to other parts of your life. Pretty soon, your life will be much better in different ways as well. 3. You will have healthier neurochemistry, be more sensitive to pleasures and good emotions, and be less prone to experience negative emotions. 4. It is easier to connect with people when you spend less time in front of screens. You will have more time to build relationships, and you can develop deeper relationships with the people you already have in your life. 5. It will be easier to excel academically or in your career. 6. The shadow part of our personality has many outlets online. To avoid this from happening, we need to be disciplined and mindful. How to deal with temptation. Let's face it, we are all pretty much addicted to our phones. There is no point in pretending you aren't. Just try to go one day without it, and you will feel it. Staying with the unpleasant feeling or temptation and simply accepting the discomfort is the key to overcoming compulsive behavior. If we take the slight pain or discomfort that drives us to consume too much content passively, we are free to use the time differently. Our brains are plastic, and every action we take influences our neural wiring. It is a pervasive issue to use our smartphones to alleviate feelings of boredom. If you use your phone to escape boredom or unpleasant feelings, soon you have a strong pathway in your brain that associates checking your phone with the solution to boredom. It can be challenging to change these behavioral patterns. You have to stay with the slight discomfort you feel when you don't allow yourself to engage in compulsive behavior to weaken the impulse over time. Time is our most precious asset, and we should treat it that way. We need to wean ourselves off our digital coping strategies and replace them with positive ones centered around online or offline productivity. If you continue down this path, your brain will change, and you will find new, potentially positive ways to deal with boredom. You can, for example, go for a walk, write or read when you feel bored instead of compulsively checking your phone. Pretty soon, your life will be a lot better as you have managed to free up your time. Unplug. Life is beautiful on the other side.